Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about some projects that I've been working on for the past, God knows how long, right? But the point is that everything is nearly complete, but the problem is that everything is nearly complete at exactly the same time, so I'm kind of bottlenecking myself. Instead of it being like project 1 happens and then gets finished and then releases, right? And then project 2 gets made and then finished and then released, and then project 3, etc, etc, etc. It's like projects 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are all in the nearly finished, just about to just do some final touch-ups to it sort of thing, figure out a release schedule and all that kind of stuff, right? So the issue that I'm having is that I am just pure bottlenecking myself, because I've got one short film which is like a film festival-y kind of. I'm going to try putting it into film festivals. I mean, I don't really have much respect for film festivals, but I figure I might as well do it that way, because I kind of said I was going to do it when I made the film, so my opinion on film festivals has changed a fair bit since that point, and I no longer see them as like this big opportunity, but I figure might as well do it so that I can say that I have, and if I get into one, then neat, I can chuck that on a CV or something. But I'm not really bothered about it. I'm not pinning my life expectations on it or anything like that. I don't really care. The way I see it is, if I get into South by Southwest or whatever, I don't know what the film festivals are, say if I get into it, right, I get a nice day out at the BFI, I maybe get some free non-alcoholic drinks and a nice little chat, and I can hand some cards out to people and maybe get some people involved in making the next film or whatever. I'm not expecting to, some multi-millionaire from the Bahamas to come along and go, "Oh, Mr. Toolman, your film was very good. Here's $1 million. Make the next one." That's obviously not going to happen, right? I'm not deluded, right? Obviously, I'd like that to happen. I was about to say I don't want that to happen. I kind of do, but it's not going to, is my point, right? So that's what I'm trying to do with that short film, is put it into film festivals, right? I've also got another short film which is going to be on a DVD, and the DVD is for the release of my debut feature film called Sheffield Psychedelic, which is in the editing stage now. It's I think it's on the online editing stage, because you do the rough cut. We're past rough cut, and we're into sort of tweaking little bits and making sure the sound sounds good, and sorting out the score and that kind of thing, and figuring out some visual effects, because it needs visual effects, and unfortunately, so I've got to sort that out. So that's kind of being done. And then there's a short film which is kind of a teaser for a Sheffield Psychedelic, which is going to go on to a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever. I want to make a Blu-ray, and I'm working on all the behind the scenes, like bloopers or behind the scenes documentary, making of sort of thing. And just that kind of, director's commentary, deleted scenes, alternate takes, stuff like that. Because I think all of that stuff, I've got all of this footage. I might as well use it to the best of my ability and just put as much stuff out there as I can onto this DVD. And the way I think of it is, I've already got a stack of rewritable DVDs and CDs and stuff. I'm just gonna put it on, copy paste it onto every single one of those, burn it onto those, and then just write a Sheffield Psychedelic onto those, go and print out a load of poster wraparound things for the DVDs. I'm just going to go around and find free DVDs that get left outside people's houses, chuck the disc, and then just use the case. There's loads of cases you can find knocking about. I find them all over the shop. People are getting rid of stuff left, right and centre because no one wants DVDs anymore. But I figure I want to have this on a physical release format. And I kind of got inspired to do it because there's a guy called Ralph the Movie Maker, right? And he released his debut feature called Lover onto Blu-ray and stuff. And then when I got the Blu-ray, I can't remember, but I don't think it had any special features or anything like that. And when I buy a DVD, I'm only buying it for the special features. I don't give a shit about the film itself. I can watch this film itself on Amazon or Netflix or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But I'm on there because I want to see the behind the scenes and stuff like that. So ideally I want to have something like 4 hours worth of behind the scenes bonus content. I don't know how much I'm actually going to get out of it, but we'll have some fun with that. And then I'm also going to be working on, I'm not going to do trailers. I don't really see the point in trailers. I mean, do you watch trailers? Do you enjoy trailers? Do people sit and put a trailer on just for fun? I don't, right? It's anytime you see a trailer for something that I like, all my favourite films, you look at the trailers for them, it makes the film look like shit, right? Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, you watch the trailer for that, it's garbage, right? Why would I want to watch that? Oh, it turns out it's actually a really good film that goes into the nature of self-indulgence and sort of, you know, egoism and arrogance and stuff like that. And it's very, very entertaining and funny. But the film, the trailer, sorry, just makes it out like it's just a load of, like, I don't know, poop and fart jokes. And it's like, it's not what it is. There's maybe, I don't even think there are, there's one that I can think of. And it's not a very good, although it does chuck it out of the window and then Bomb Squad gets called. Yeah, okay, fine. Anyway, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put together all this bonus material. And that's what I'm spending the month of April doing, is just editing all of this, compiling all the bloopers, that kind of thing. And then I'm going to put that on the DVD. I'll probably put the short film that's going to go in the film festivals, I'll chuck that on the DVD as well. And you know, if they don't sell, then I'll just chuck them in some charity shops. I'll just donate them to charity shops and stuff like that, so people can have them from there. And then I'm thinking, you know, going around and like blue tacking little posters and stuff with a QR code onto bus stops and things like that, because you can do that. What you can't do is like pin things into trees or cause any permanent damage. You're allowed to just put stuff up, but as long as it can be taken down without causing any damage that's permanent, right? Please look up the law, by the way. I don't know if I've said it like accurately. What else is there? There's also, yeah, there's a short film, there's that feature film, there's the other short film, and I'm sort of trying to get all of those sorted. And then, you know, doing driving lessons as well, so I want to learn how to drive and get my license. Maybe I won't get a car straight away, but, you know, it would be good to have, because it's important to be able to drive. I mean, what if there's an emergency and I need to be able to take someone to the hospital or something like that? I'm going to sit there and wait for an ambulance, right? Someone I knew called an ambulance, and they didn't turn up for 6 months. I mean, what's that about, right? So, and it's not like they called back and said, sorry, love, we can't actually make it. Will you be all right? Yeah, I'll be all right. No, don't worry about it. I'm kind of better now. Nothing like that. It just didn't turn up, right? So that's why I'm doing driving. Well, that's not why I'm doing driving lessons. I want driving lessons because I want the potential freedom of being able to have a car and just go wherever I want, right? Whenever I want. And that sounds like fun. And also, it's just a skill. And yeah, I'm trying to learn that. What else am I doing? I'm doing quite a lot at the moment. It's sort of, oh yeah, I'm also having to go back through all my old photographs of like actors' headshots and events and stuff, going through, finding the best ones and then color grading them. And I don't like color grading images, to be honest. I find it really boring. So I've got something like 200 photos to find out of like 10,000 photos, and then I have to go and color grade them all and like remove people's pimples and acne spots and stuff. And I don't know why we can't just keep the acne spots and pimples there. I don't see what the issue is. I've got one somewhere around here, up here. Am I gonna go through every frame of this video and edit that out, or whatever it is, right? No, because it doesn't take away from the point I'm making. It doesn't make me less of a person because I've got a spot or some acne or whatever. It doesn't make you less of a person. So I don't know why we have to sit there and edit all this stuff out. If you get an actor, right, and they don't have any acne on their headshot, and then you hire them for your film, and then they turn up and they're coated in acne, you're gonna be more annoyed than if they were just upfront with you about, I've got some acne. So I don't know why we have to do that, but anyway, I have to do that because that's what they want, that's how the industry works. So that's a bit annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna get that done. So I'm trying to get that all done for about May, by the end of May. And then I think that's about everything, really, that I am sort of doing. There's more, there is definitely more, but it's sort of, I was filming these videos as well, and I also want to start doing maybe more considered videos, like less just going out to a park and rambling in one take, and more, you know, coming up with a thesis, an idea, semi-scripting it out, and then going out and filming it properly, maybe with like a multi-camera setup or some movement, some dynamics to it, and you know, some B-roll and things to cut to and a story to tell, maybe about, you know, political corruption or something like that. I don't know. I want to have some fun with it. And yeah, that's all the sort of stuff that's being worked on at the moment. And the reason that I'm making this video isn't just to promote all this stuff, because I know that none of you really care about this stuff anyway. You just want to see me come out and talk bollocks, right? Which is totally fine, because I get it. That's why you subscribed. And the reason that I subscribed to Ralph the Movie Maker was for his reviews on Avengers Age of Ultron, not for fucking Lover. I didn't even watch Lover, right? I only bought the DVD because I thought there was going to be some bonus material on it. There wasn't any bonus material on it, so I didn't watch it. I only bought it. Yeah, you see my point? People don't engage with a content creator or a YouTuber or an influencer, whatever the fuck these people are, right? So that they can see their artiste moments, right? They come to see them do the thing that they do. The reason that you watch, like, I don't know, The Rock, you watch him because you want to see him in San Andreas or like Fast and Furious, driving fast cars and jumping off buildings. You don't want to see him do a sappy love story, right? You don't want to see him, in some like Oscar bait kind of film, because that's not what he's about, right? So I don't understand why, and that's not a good thing. I'm not saying it like it's a good thing. I think that we should be less like that in general, and we should, allow, your favorite artists and stuff to experiment more. It's the same way, Paul McCartney, when he wanted to do some techno, he had to make a new band name and make it out like it wasn't him. Why couldn't he just release some techno on his own? Well, because he's got a brand image and, associated with the Beatles and, Wings and stuff like that, and he needs to sound like that, right? And, it's cool, I guess, that, you have a niche, something that, people like and enjoy about you, but at the same time, there's other stuff that you want to do. I see so many YouTubers that come and go because they kind of get bored of it, of what they do, because that was their shtick. And they get sick of their shtick, and they get sick of the expectation of sticking to their shtick, right? And, I don't really mind, because this is easy to do, and I'll just keep doing these. I might take some breaks in the future. I'll let you know when. I'm not going to just disappear or anything like that. And, yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is I need to tell you about. Not much. I want to start doing more of these videos in weirder locations. Someone has said that they want to see one in a cave, and I do want to do one. The only issue is there's no caves in West London, so I'm not going out to the middle of nowhere just to film in a cave and then come straight back. I need a reason to go to the cave. Maybe do some in other countries. I did a couple in France, but they weren't very good. Yeah. I don't know, this video's kind of petering out, so I'm gonna close it there. But yeah, there is a lot to come, a lot of interesting films and things like that. They're probably not gonna come straight to YouTube. They're probably gonna go, via DVD or film festivals, maybe end up on Amazon or Tubi TV or whatever the new thing is, right? And then slowly they'll eke out onto YouTube after the fact. I want to be open and with these films and have these films visible to the public so that people can see them, because there's so many films out there that just don't get seen by small creators because they get padlocked behind a Vimeo password or whatever, right? Or they're just sat on someone's hard drive not being uploaded anywhere, right? I don't see why I can't watch these films. I see these films when I look at actors' reels and things like that, and it has it on the lower third in the name of the film when it came out. And I go to look up the film and I just can't find it anywhere. I want to watch that. It looked interesting, but I can't watch it. A lot of these films, film reel things on these actors' show reels, they are literally just filmed for the sake of the show reel. It's just an isolated scene, right? So it's not like it's part of a broader project. But that's fine. That's how, people like get a portfolio and stuff. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem though with like films that just sort of sit on hard drives or behind Vimeo padlocks and stuff, because I don't know, they just don't want it to be seen, right? I mean, I put some of my old films on padlock, but I've still I've eked them out onto Patreon and stuff like that, so if people want to see them, they can. Because I figure if you're interested in something like that, you're already enough of a fan of what I do to be open-minded to check out that garbage, right? But at the same time, I want it to be seen. I just don't want it to be like easily accessible and like the thing that I'm known for. I don't want to be known for some of my older work. And yeah, this is a very rambly video, I do know. And it's just going to finish now, so yeah. No, that's it. You can go now. You can click off. There's nothing left. Yeah. Bye.